Well, welcome to the eBook Revolution. Again, I'm Jeff Hughes from madhouseMEDIA, and thanks for tuning in, and thanks to all our listeners on the Stitcher Network and iTunes. And once again, if you enjoy the show, I would love you to head over to iTunes and just leave a little token of your esteem in the form of a review, because reviews help rate the show, and reviews help get the message out. And the message is from madhouseMEDIA that I want you to produce content. I want you to write ebooks. I want you to create a platform. I want you to join the ebook revolution. And writing is one part of that. Writing a book is great. Writing a blog, you should start a blog, you should write an ebook, but you should also create a platform. A platform is imperative for helping you get your message out, and a platform can be as simple as a blog, Facebook, etc. But the key is getting it all integrated. And really, if you want to join the ebook revolution and become an entrepreneur, you really need to look at the marketing side of it as well, and that encompasses building a platform. Now, I know a lot of writers get a bit funny about marketing. I know you're sitting in your ivory tower. I mean, I'm in a brick tower. It's not really ivory on the fourth floor, but writing's a fairly solitary and introspective pursuit. And unless you have a publisher behind you, giving you that push, giving you that rah-rah, helping you get your message out, well, it's very difficult to take the next step unless you have a platform. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Building a writer's platform. How do you go about it? Now, I've had a podcast previously about the importance of building a writing platform, and it is important. But what I would like to do today is just go a bit meta, and just as a way of example, I suppose, talk you through how I've built my platform here on madhouseMEDIA and how all the various parts clunk together, and my favourite tools. And I hope that is useful for you to get yours together, because really, if you're self-publishing a book, self-publishing on Kindle with an ebook, without a platform, it's just makes it extraordinarily difficult for you to get your message out. And what a platform helps you do is create a tribe. Now, you want to gather your tribe around you. You want to gather people that are interested in your message and what you have to say. And the way you do that is through a platform, but also by giving value. That's the key thing. Give value, attract your tribe, and keep giving value. It's no good building a platform and then just saying, buy my stuff or buy my book. That's a big turn off. What really works is reciprocity, and that's giving, freely giving. If you give something to someone with nothing wanted in return, what happens? It's just a basic psychological trigger. Right? Now, there's, without getting all psycho on you, that it's neuro-linguistic programming. We're basically programmed to behave in certain ways. And one way we behave to program is programmed to behave, is generally to be nice to people. If somebody's nice to you, you'll be nice back. If somebody gives you something, you feel disposed to give something back to them. And this probably goes back to our prehistoric days when, most, instead of living in cities of millions of people, we lived in tribes of hundreds. So we had to get along or you're banished from the tribe. So if you freely gave, it's a pretty good way of getting on. It's reciprocity, right? So a great way to build a tribe is to share your knowledge, share stuff that's useful, and just freely give. The point of building a platform is not to sell, although ultimately you do want to get your message out. And if you have programs or books, etc., you want to sell them, but you're never going to build a platform or a tribe if that's your primary mode when people come across your platform. And you see that again and again. You see so many spammy, slimy websites, and you feel like taking a shower after visiting, or you might sign up for something and you just get hideously spammed by material that's got nothing to do with what you signed up for in the first place. That's not the way to do it. So let's just lift the curtain a bit, and I'll walk through how to build a platform, actually how to put one together. Okay. Let's look at the key things you need in a platform. They are simply: 1 is a blog, 2 is a mailing list, and 3 is some social media, at the very least Facebook, but ideally Facebook, Twitter and LinkedIn. So those 4-5 elements are all you need to start building a platform. Okay, so let's look at the blog. Why do you need a blog? Well, a blog is a great way to create your authority, create your brand. Okay, when people find you, they'll come and Google you or try to see what you're about. And even if you do get a book up there in Amazon, people will look at who is this person? Why should I pay attention to them? What value do they give? Are they a sleazy, slimy spammer? Do they have something interesting to say? Your blog can answer all those questions for you, as well as being a hub for all your other social media activity. So let's look at the mechanics of it first. Setting up a blog is just ridiculously easy these days. You can just go to WordPress.com. That's WordPress.com, and you can set up a free blog. Okay, you can just select a template, and that's enough to get you going. It won't cost you a dime, and then you're able to regularly blog. Once you set up a free account, you just select a template, and you can get a great looking blog for free. Now, the big difference is in the domain name. It's a WordPress domain name. So if you want yourname.com, you can't do that on a free WordPress blog. It would be yourname.wordpress.com, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's just not get bogged down in the technical details at this point. But if you want a free blog, go to WordPress.com, set it up. If you can put up with the, and it's called a subdomain, yourwritername.wordpress.com. That's enough to get going. Won't cost you a cent. Okay, so you set up your free blog. What are you going to blog about? It's imperative to blog regularly. It's no use just having a blog up there which just sits there and is rarely updated. One of the great joys of blogging, I find, is just it forces you to have a deadline, and it's just forces you to practice writing. So even if you don't feel like writing, if you've got a blog deadline once or twice a week, you've got to write an article. And the fact that you're publishing an article publicly for people to read is just wonderful. It really does focus your writing chops, and it makes you better. So my advice to you, starting out, write something, set a deadline, say once a week. I wouldn't recommend blogging more than once a week when you get started, because it can get overwhelming. Once or twice, certainly no more than twice. Some people start blogs and they just go gung-ho and determine to write 5 times a week. You'll find it very, very difficult to keep up that schedule. And also, when you first start a blog, the truth of the matter is no one's going to read it except your nan and your wife or your ex-husband or whatever, or your friends. It takes a while for a blog to get traction. The key is just start doing something, right? Start regularly publishing. Your first few blogs are going to be banal and boring. Let's face it. If you want proof of that, go back to my blog and find the original first post. I think it was about 100 words. You've got to grow, and you grow by doing. Okay, not by waiting for the perfect inspiration and then crafting the perfect blog post. If you do that, you're basically procrastinating, and you're trying to be too perfect. Don't get perfection paralysis, is what I call it. Just act. As General Patton once said, it's better to execute an imperfect plan violently now than a perfect plan later on. So just do it. Act. Create a blog. Start blogging once or twice a week, max, okay, at wordpress.com. Now, what to blog about? Well, think about your writer persona. Who do you imagine yourself as a writer? What sort of information can you share? Remember when I spoke earlier about it's all about giving, okay? It's social media, it's giving. It's not just putting a message out there to buy. You want to give. So when blogging, think about how you can give, how you can share information. Now, it can take a while to find your legs and find your chops and, start finding the theme of your blog. And again, the best way to do that is just by doing, by writing, by focusing, by giving value. That's how it's going to work for you. Nobody wants to read your blog unless you're giving value. Unless you're hilariously entertaining and a natural-born comedian, it's much better to give value. So think about what type of writer do you want to be? What are you going to write about? What's your bag? Okay? Think about that when putting your blog together. Let's give it for instance, okay? Let's say you're a romance writer, okay? And there's some gentlemen out there that write romance as well, but mainly the ladies, which is fine. It's a huge genre, very profitable on Amazon. Serialized romance. Let's say you write romance. What are you going to blog about? Well, you could blog about your ideas for writing romance, how you write romance, how you plot your romance books, how you name your characters, troubles you've had putting your first book together. You could blog your cover art as you get to that stage and ask for input and feedback. Do you see where I'm going with this? Basically, blog around your topic. Share information. This is how you'll find a tribe, and a tribe will come to you, and you're sharing information with them. Okay, you're sharing information with other romance writers who hopefully like you to be in their community as well. You comment on their blogs, they comment on yours. Readers of romance fiction can find your blog as well. So the basic message is write around your genre. So whether it's romance, science fiction, zombie shock, horror, vampire, or if you're a business writer, if you're writing about marketing, write about marketing tips. Give free information away. If you're writing about financial advice, make the focus of your blog financial advice. The whole point of putting a blog together is create your authority, okay? And your authority is your writer's brand. And the more you write about your genre, the more, and your bag, the more authority you'll have. Trust me on this, okay? So you've got to create a blog, you've got to start writing around your genre, and this creates your authority, okay? So that's the first part of a platform. The second part of a platform and a blog is just as important, and that's a mailing list. Now, what's a mailing list? Some of you listening will know exactly what I'm talking about, people in marketing. And again, writers have this funny view of marketing that's evil, dark art. But if you want and strive to be an entrepreneur and a self-published independent content creator / writer, you need to research and learn about marketing techniques as they apply to the internet, and they're always changing. But a core part of a platform is the blog and the mailing list. Now, why do you need a mailing list? A mailing list helps you capture email addresses. Now, think about that. Okay. If somebody just finds your blog on Google by random, how do you know they'll ever come back and get your message again? Think how you use the internet, okay? You Google for something, you find it, you move on. If you found something interesting or a voice you liked, it's highly unlikely you'll ever return to that website again or even be able to find it, even if you go digging through your history in your browser. This is why clever marketers ask for email addresses. But again, it's reciprocity. You're asking for something private from somebody. You can't just expect somebody to give you their email address. You've got to give something back. So it can be as simple as at the end of every blog post, you have a little form there. Hey, I hope you enjoyed my blog. If you'd like to get free updates, just pop in your email address and you'll get my blog updates sent straight to you every time. Simple as that. And what happens is slowly over time, you'll start to amass your tribe. People will trust you with their email address, and you can then contact those people whenever you like. Now, this is, with great power comes great responsibility. It's one thing building a mailing list. It's another thing spamming those people, because that will destroy any authority you've created in about 1.3 nanoseconds. The whole point of building a tribe is sharing and giving information, useful information, building your authority. And you can do that by email marketing. Once you have their email address, you can, your email marketing may be as simple as your email list, getting your latest blog updates. So, every time they see an email from you, they see you've got something interesting to say because they've enjoyed your blog posts, they've signed up. So you're building on that authority, okay? And you can send them additional information, maybe stuff that you're not blogging about, just to build your authority even more. That's what a mailing list is for. Not to be abused, not to be a dirty, slimy email marketer, to build your tribe, to build your authority. Now, you can put a mailing list together for free as well. So you can put your blog together for free at wordpress.com, or you can use MailChimp.com to put a free mailing list together. Now, these are very basic systems, the free ones. Once you get established, you can step up in the world. You can create a hosted WordPress blog for as little as $5 a month on companies like bluehost.com. Now, what this lets you do is create a hosted WordPress installation for your blog. And this is a bit of a game changer because you can buy hundreds of specialized templates to give you a fantastic looking blog. I mean, most of the websites and blogs you see on the internet are hosted WordPress.com. .org. Sorry, there's a difference between .com and .org. .com is the free one. .org is the hosted version, which is much more sophisticated, much more powerful. It allows you to have a lot more control over the look and feel. And again, with MailChimp, that's the free version, MailChimp.com. Won't cost you anything, but it's fairly limited in what you can do. You can capture email addresses, etc. What I use, madhouseMEDIA, is a hosted WordPress installation. If you have a look at the blog, that lives up in the cloud on a sophisticated server, but it's very inexpensive. But that's using a pre-purchased template, so it gives me a great look, great functionality. And the mailing list I use is, and this isn't an ad for these organizations, it's just the ones I use that give me good value. So I use Active Campaign, which is a very sophisticated mailing list company, which you can pay for about $30 a month, and that lets you do a whole lot of sophisticated things in the back end, which I won't go into detail here because it'll bore you to sleep. But for the geeks, platform geeks, it's quite exciting, trust me. There's also solutions like aweber.com, again for about $30 a month. From there, you can even go harder, go higher. There's platforms like Infusionsoft, which is basically complete automation of everything, but you'll be paying about $90 a month. So you can my message in this podcast is you can get started building a platform without spending a dime. But as your platform grows, as it will, as you get your message out there, you can slowly purchase more sophisticated tools, I suppose, is the message. So let's just recap. Okay, you've built a blog, a free blog at wordpress.com. You've got a mailing list at mailchimp.com. You're blogging regularly once a week. You're slowly growing your mailing list. People are opting in, and you're giving them value. You've started building a platform. Now you can turbocharge that by adding other channels to market. Sorry for getting all markety again on you, but that's a marketing term for the non-marketers there. Channels to market. There's various ways to find fans and members of your tribe, customers, if you like. I prefer tribe members, because the whole point of building a platform is when you finally get around to launching your book or planning your launch, just imagine for a moment. Imagine you've got 10 people a week opting into your mailing list from your blog, okay? 10 a week. In a year, you could have over 500 people on your mailing list, and that's just conservative. So they're people that could potentially, these people on your mailing list, they're already attuned to your message. They already like you. They like the information they get from you. They trust you. You become a trusted source. So when you get around to publishing your book, well, hey, guess what happens? You can communicate with your mailing list. It's not random people who have disappeared, found you on the website and disappeared. You've actually got their email address. And if you've been ethical and you haven't spammed them with nonsense or rubbish, well, there's a very, very high probability they're going to be responsive to your launch message for your book. So this is the whole point of building a platform. Again, free, wordpress.com, MailChimp for the mailing list. So you could be getting, as long as you regularly write content, you could be getting people slowly signing up for your mailing list. Way to turbocharge it is through social media. If you aren't using Facebook already, you should be, but you don't have to use your private Facebook account. You can set up a writer's page, which is separate from your private Facebook account, and they're not cross-linked, so anything you post to your private page won't come up on your writer's page. So basically, you just recreate the profile you've created on your blog on your writer's page. And this is where the magic starts to happen. You need to cross-reference everything. So you set up a free writer's page on Facebook, and you start posting information around your genre again. You always stay on message, is my advice to you. It's important to stay on message. It's important for me to have a sip of water at this point. That's better. See, live radio. I do this in one take. No editing shenanigans. Gets back to my community radio background. I like to pretend I'm broadcasting live when I do these things because it's much simpler. Anyway, enough about me. Back to you. What was I talking about? Facebook, yes. Set up a Facebook writers page and start posting on topic, whatever your genre is. We talk about, romance writers, etc., marketing, whatever your persona / genre is. You replicate it on your Facebook writers page, you start posting, and you make sure that your blog has a link to your Facebook page and your Facebook page has a link to your blog, okay? And when you publish a new blog post, you can put a post to that on your Facebook writers page. Why would you do that? It's quite simple. Just because you have a blog, that's great. I hope you take action after this podcast and get it together. But just because you have a blog doesn't mean people are going to find your brand, find you through the blog. They might find you through Facebook, okay? You could be posting stuff on your Facebook writers page on genre. Let's say it's romance again. You're posting about that. You're building fans. People are liking you. Those people might not even know about your blog, okay? Unless you tell them. So you cross-post. And what do you think might happen? The people that like you on Facebook, that are engaged with your message, that trust you, your authority, follow you back to your blog. And hey, presto, they might like your blog post and sign up for your mailing list. It's a channel to market, okay? Facebook is one channel to market. Every social media service is a channel to market. Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, even YouTube. YouTube's a great channel to market for writers. I mean, you can... great way to promote your book. You can create an inexpensive book trailer. You can get help from somebody on Fiverr.com for $20, $30, $40, $50 and get a great book trailer. You whack that up on YouTube. Again, linked back to your blog, cross-linked to Facebook, and you cross-promote. So if you put a book trailer up on YouTube, you would post a link about that on Facebook with a link to the YouTube trailer, and you would blog post about it. So all three are now relating to each other. And again, people may only discover your platform through YouTube. They might come across your trailer and think, this is a great book. Oh, I'd like to find out more. Who is this person? Unless you've got a cross-reference back to a blog, it's a dead end. All social media channels should lead back to your blog, and your blog has to lead back to your social media channels. Think about it like a bicycle wheel, okay? The blog's the hub of the wheel, and all the social channels are the spokes, and it's all interconnected. It's as simple as that. So that's my message to you. Take action. Create a platform. Don't get stuck in a rut overthinking this stuff. It can seem incredibly daunting. There's so many pieces of the puzzle. And when you look at other people's platforms, and one of my favourite is Jeff Goins. He is just a prolific writer, and he's really created the game plan and the game book for an effective writer's platform. Go have a look, jeffgoins.com. Just extraordinary. Great stuff to study. But when you look at, writers' platforms on high-end writers like that, it can look a bit daunting. You think, how can I get all that together? Well, the truth of the matter is, over time is your friend, but only if you take action. You've got to take action. You can't sit on the fence. You really got to take action. Don't have perfection paralysis. I mean, I think my blog started as a free blog some years ago. It's had so many relaunches and style changes And I've slowly found my voice. And I've tried different channels. The podcasting is a new channel for me, and I'm having great success with that at the moment. It's not... What am I trying to say to you? Don't be daunted when you see all this stuff and think, I can't do this. It's just too much. Time's your friend. Just take action. Create a blog. You start small. You slowly expand. You find your voice, and you'll find your tribe. That's my message to you today. I'm Jeff Hughes from madhouseMEDIA. I hope I haven't bored your socks off, but I do hope that you will take action and start creating your writer's platform right now. Hop into WordPress.com, put a blog together. It's free. Start blogging. Start doing it today, and you'll be building your platform, building your voice, building your tribe. That's it for me. Jeff Hughes from madhouseMEDIA. You've been listening to the eBook Revolution. And, of course, we're on the Stitcher network. But we're also on iTunes. And as I said at the head, I'd really love you to do me a favour. Could you please leave a review on iTunes? Because reviews help our show rank, and it helps get the message out. And the message is, I want you to create content. I want you to join the ebook revolution. I want you to seize the day and shout out the window now, I'm a writer and I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm Jeff Hughes. It's been a pleasure. Catch you next time.